In 2011, Fiat, newly partnered with Chrysler, released its signature city car upon the US, the 500. I'm Kyle Campbell, and I'm here with the Fiat 500's bigger, more Americanized sibling, the 500X, which is certainly one of the more unique and interesting vehicles in the growing subcompact segment. So let's take a closer look. Think of the 500X as a cross between the 500 and the Jeep Renegade, which shares a platform with this vehicle. This keeps the signature Fiat European bubbliness and round shapes, particularly on the front of the car with the big headlights and the very vertical badge and wing design across the front. As you can see on the front end, it's very rounded like the smaller 500, but then it tapers down into the back into that little overhang, which makes it a little more similar to Jeep vehicles. So again, it has elements of Italian and American design going on. So where the 500X scores a lot of points in my book is with the interior design. Especially these nice bucket seats with the brown leather upholstery. It's got this perforated leather here in the middle with the 500 stitching, which is very nice. This package costs $900, but I think it's worth it just to have that extra premium look and feel. You also get nice padding here on the center console and over here on the doors. Lots of cushioning, very comfortable to rest your arm on either position. Up front, it gets a little bit kitschy with the plastic buttons and the red plastic materials here, which is actually a pretty decent material. But you have to be ready for a little bit of kitschiness with the Fiat and the 500 brand. Over here, you can see there's this small compartment for infotainment needs in terms of storing a phone or other small electronics. And then you've got a full-size glove box there. Over here in the center stack, you've got this three-tiered sort of structure, which is appealing to the eye and also pretty functional. Down here on this bottom row, you've got seat warmers and heated steering wheel controls, climate controls here in the middle with these nice big knobs here. And then up top, you've got the heavy-duty infotainment system with the Uconnect, which is FCA's signature tech interface. Pretty easy to use, pretty responsive, has satellite radio, Bluetooth connectivity, even offers things like navigation and weather and traffic updates. So a good system, probably one of the better ones out on the market today. As you can see, there's not a ton of room here in the rear seat area. I'm 6'2", and my knees are digging in pretty heavily into the seat ahead of me, which is still in the position that I was driving it in. Obviously, if there's a smaller driver, there might be a little bit more room, but basically you can have someone who's 6 feet in the driver's seat or someone who's 6 feet or taller behind them, but probably not both. Like most of its competitors, the Fiat 500X does not offer a very impressive driving experience. It's got a 2.4-liter multi-air Tiger Shark engine, which sounds impressive, but really it's an inline 4-cylinder that gets 180 horsepower, 175 pound-feet of torque. Enough for getting up to speed on the highway and passing. It'll get you from point A to point B, but nothing that's too exciting, especially for a vehicle of this size. This particular version of the 500X has a 9-speed automatic transmission, which I'm sure does it some favors on the gas mileage side of things, but occasionally there's some lag in the gear shifts, and as with any automatic that has that many gears, it does tend to waffle a little bit, get a little bit lost. This does have all-wheel drive and has 2 selectable modes, well 3 if you count the basic automatic mode, but there is a traction mode, which helps for inclement weather, ice, snow, rain, that sort of thing. And then there's also the sport mode, which does offer a noticeable improvement in terms of engine revs, and steering stiffness. So if you want to have a little extra pep, a little extra fun, I suggest testing out the sport mode. In terms of gas mileage, the 500X gets a EPA rating of 21 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon on the highway, and 24 miles per gallon overall. My experience during the week I had it was actually a little bit less than that, but not far off. Well, there you have it. That's the 2017 Fiat 500X. It's got its quirks, it's got its flaws, and it's by no means a perfect vehicle, but if you want something a little different, a little cutesy, and maybe just a little bit European, this might be the crossover for you. I'm Kyle Campbell, and I'll catch you next time.